So there are certain team sizes that works, and one of the best places to look for what's working in teams is the British Army. The British Army has been around for 400 years, and they have a few key team sizes that they rely upon in order to scale up and scale back their operations. So they never have one person by themselves. They have something called a two-person scout team, and that's two people who are out scouting an opportunity or having a look around, and there's two soldiers together. Now that's interesting because most entrepreneurs start by themselves, but co-founders, when there's two people, that massively outperforms founders when there's just one. And a lot of VCs won't invest in one founder, they'll invest in two. They want co-founders. So in the military term, that would be a scout team. The next team size up is called a fire team, and that's 4 people. And 4 people is essentially people who are dealing with a really short-term challenge. That's why it's called a fire team. They're under fire, they're dealing with a really kind of narrow particular engagement that they have to get a short-term result. Maybe in entrepreneurial terms, it's a 60 to 90 day launch. It's setting up a new business, something along those lines, but it's the bare basics. So that's that first 4 people on a team. And then the next size up in the military is called a section, and this is the most common team size of 8. And you've got a leader called a corporal, a second in command called a lance corporal, and then 6 people who are working in that section. So it's 2 people in leadership and 6 people who are getting things done, and that's called a section. And in business, a team of 8 actually works really nicely as well. Now here's the interesting thing. The next size up is a platoon, and a platoon has a communications team and then multiple sections sitting underneath it, between 3 and 5 sections. So typically a platoon is 30 to 50 people, all with a structure holding them together. And actually, when you have 8 people on a team and you go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, it doesn't work. It really gets too big to be small and too small to be big. And you actually have to think in terms of what does my business look like as a platoon with an executive team, perhaps a dev team or a back office with 3 or 4 teams of 8 doing different things. So you've got to kind of think in terms of fire team into section, section into platoon. So if you're thinking about growing and scaling an entrepreneurial team, actually, it's fun to have a look at how the military go about team building.